everyday thing. It's an everyday thing.
Story time about why I was kicked out of the bridal party for a girl that I used to teach with. So it starts spring break. She goes down the entire week with her sister and sister-in-law. And then me and my best friend went down on a Wednesday and we were staying till Friday. And then another girl that we used to teach with, she went down on Wednesday and then came back on Thursday. So I was supposed to start my cycle Wednesday that we went down. I was cramping really bad. I stopped for tampons on the way down. Like, I was fully convinced that I was about to start my cycle, okay? So Wednesday we get there. The wind is brutal. I'm going to insert a video of how the wind was. That's how the weather was. So that night we're going out to eat. We're getting dressed. We have like crazy wigs on. We're all fancy. We're consuming alcohol. It is a bachelorette party. Okay. So we have a good night. We play games, have like a little, like party for her that night. And then that night, like I woke up in the middle of the night nauseous. Like I was going to be sick in the middle of the night. Then that next day, I was still nauseous. So we just kind of had like a lazy like brunch morning, went and got some coffee, went and like some shopping. And then around lunchtime, the bride asked if me and my best friend wanted to go on a walk. Mind you, at this time, her sister is on the beach looking for shells. Her sister-in-law is doing a puzzle, listening to an audiobook. And the other girl that was on the trip has already gone home. So it was just us three that weren't like occupied doing something. I was still feeling nauseous, so I said no, like I didn't want to go because I was sick. So her and my best friend went. When they get back, we're all just hanging out, and my best friend is like, "Are you still feeling sick?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she said, "You need to go take a test. Like, you'll need to take a test." And so, like, we're all just hanging out, and I'm like, "No, like, I'm not pregnant." You know, like, I kept denying it. We already have 2 kids. We were only planning 2 kids. Like, we were not planning a 3rd child. So we're all just hanging out. The bride goes upstairs and is scrolling on TikTok, and then comes back down and then just leaves and says she's going on another walk. So she's gone for a little bit, and my friend's like trying to convince me that we need to take a test. So we go and take a test, or we go to the grocery store, and as we're leaving, we call the bride and ask if she wants to go with. And she said, "No, it's fine. Like, y'all just go." So we went and got a test, came back. I took the test, took 2 tests. They were both positive. So I have a mini, like, breakdown, because again, we're not planning this child at all. So I call my husband, I call my mom, I call my mother-in-law, and let all of them know. And like this whole span is like 15 minutes, and then like I'm done. Okay. So it is brought up like again throughout the night, but it's not like the complete like topic of conversation. So we eat dinner at home, we play games, and like I can just tell she's upset with me for this. So I apologize. I've apologized twice to her, and she's like, "No, it's fine, like whatever." So we go to bed, wake up the next morning, come home. That Wednesday after, she texts us and says that me and my best friend are not going to be in the bridal party anymore because me taking a pregnancy test was selfish, and having a mental breakdown caused a shift in dynamic in the bridal party, and that she didn't want us in the bridal party because she needed it to be positive and supportive. So yeah, that's the story about how I was kicked out. Let me know if you want to know what I replied to her. Yeah. All right, y'all, here's the part 2 that y'all asked for. This first picture is a screenshot of her text message. It says, "Hey, I've been thinking a lot since the bachelorette trip, and I'm just going to be direct. What happened that night was really inappropriate and completely shifted the tone of the trip. Taking a pregnancy test and then spiraling about it in the middle of my bachelorette weekend put me in an uncomfortable position and took away from what that time was supposed to be. Because of the shift in dynamic, I've decided I'm moving forward with you both as bridesmaids. I need my wedding to feel supportive, drama-free, and centered around a positive environment." So this is what I replied. "I hear what you're saying, but I do think the situation is being framed a little unfairly. I took time away from my kids during spring break and paid for the trip to celebrate you when I didn't necessarily have the money to do it. And then on top of that, having to spend money while I was down there. What happened that night wasn't planned, nor did I intend for it to be malicious. I was supposed to start my period the day we came down. I thought I was going to start in it since I was cramping so bad. We even stopped to get tampons on the way down. Then my period never came. I was extremely nauseous, hence why I didn't go on the walk, and was just not feeling right. I needed to figure out what was going on, especially given that we were drinking. When we left to go get the test, you weren't even there because you left to go on a walk by yourself." That's the first part. The rest wouldn't fit, so pause. All right, the rest of the text message says, I handled it the way I did because it was not expected at all. Yes, I could have taken the test privately and not shown anyone. However, I thought I was around friends who would have my back in a life-changing moment like that. It was not because I was trying to take anything away from you. I completely understand that it made you feel that way, and I am so sorry you felt that way. I noticed immediately that you were not happy with me, which is why I apologized twice. Again, it was not my intention to react that way. There have been many times that I have not felt supported either personally or with my family, so I will respect your decision and I will be stepping back moving forward. I hope everything turns out the way you envision it and hope for nothing but the best with you and your fiance. So she replied she read it, never replied, and we haven't talked since. So that's that.
All right, what it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video, back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Now, getting put out of a wedding because you took a pregnancy test and had a full-blown meltdown is kind of crazy, but that just shows she wasn't your friend anyway. Like, had it been your friend, she would have consoled you for a little bit, but been like, hey, it's still my bachelorette party. Can we turn up a little bit? Like, cheer up. You're having a baby. Like, Trump's president. You no abortion. You having it, okay? Like, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. So, I don't know. Appreciate everybody for the gifts, man. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, her crashing out at the bachelorette party, and it's not bad. I think taking the pregnancy test, she should have took the pregnancy test. You know why she should have took the pregnancy test? Because has she been drinking, and of course, probably a few drinks at the beginning of the pregnancy is not gonna hurt, but you just finding out you're pregnant, and you like, man, I know a girl that found out she was pregnant and went and got full on slaughtered. Not somebody that I got pregnant, of course. But yeah, it was just crazy. She shouldn't have got slaughtered. But the bride feeling the way she feels, kind of a bridezilla, but kind of like not a supportive friend. And she feels like that was her moment, and her friend or past friend tripping out like that kind of took away from her moment, and she felt offended by that. And so I get that. So, and I also get like, hey man, I mean, it is what it is. You just get over it. Like, you know what I mean? Just get over it. It's over now. Here, even in the text, she says, there have been many times that I have not felt supported. Oh no, that was her message. Where did she put her message at?
I was going to start it since I'm supportive.
She said it was inappropriate and completely shifted the tone of the trip. Taking a pregnancy test and spiraling about it in the middle of my bachelorette weekend put me in an uncomfortable position and took away from what that time was supposed to be. Because of the shift of the dynamic, I've decided moving forward without you both as bridesmaids. So she kicked out somebody else. Oh, she kicked out the other girl who took her to go get the pregnancy test. Like, oh, that's wild. That's wild. You know what, man? Save the drama. I'm cool with you as a friend. I'm cool on you. Like, for real. Like, yeah. Now I find out I'm pregnant on your bride bachelorette weekend, and now all of a sudden it shift to her about her being pregnant. Probably did. Like, she probably talked about it a lot. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm pregnant. And she went back on. Then she probably had hella conversations with her husband on the phone, being loud, and everybody was like, it's okay, it's okay. but it's on. It has to be more to the story. Like it wasn't just a. I mean, if you had a full blown crash out, like you definitely are downplaying the crash out versus, her being upset because you did that on her bachelorette party. So let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section.